Oh, I love the start of these beautiful little things we call a podcast, mate. Hello, Bretzy. How are you, mate?
Oh, well, are you calling me Bretzy or are you calling me Scooby Bretz, as we just heard? My new nickname dropped on me by Phil and Tasha there.
Yes.
Our clickheads coming all the way from Wales. Having a whale of a time.
I'm very excited. We're getting traction at the moment. We've had some really lovely people reach out who are listening all over the world.
We are, and I think I'm entitled to say this, the biggest podcast on the earth.
I mean, that's what the downloads say. Yeah, they're pushing record-breaking numbers from what the very in-depth analytical team that we have hired here do tell us in their daily briefing that they give us.
Yeah, we poached them from EY, KPMG, data centers. I said, we have an opportunity for you to be part of the Wikipedia game show that we promise isn't boring, where we try to get from two unrelated topics on Wikipedia to each other. We do it in 5 clicks. We only have 5 clicks on the little blue hyperlink. We have to do it in 30 minutes.
Or less.
Mm-hmm. We cannot click on countries, which might be interesting in today's challenge, as you just heard.
Yeah.
And we can't use Control F, and we have a booby trap. We cannot go and read at any point the name Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah, that's our little booby trap.
The Bean Boy.
Which hasn't happened yet in the history of the show.
We have not. We have managed to circumnavigate the Atkinson so far. We have avoided the Bean.
2 things to address before we get going today. The voices you heard at the start, Phil and Tasha. So as Tasha kind of said, so I went to university with these 2 lovely people when I did 6 months studying abroad in the UK back in 2012 in a
And you use the word studying very loosely.
Oh, very loosely. In fact, we've actually heard one of my assignments from that period of my life play out already on this podcast.
True. If you for some reason haven't listened to the Machu Picchu episode, go back and wait till the end, because you'll hear some of Archie's incredible work that he did while studying abroad. But yeah, so this was Tasha who you were studying with.
Tasha lived in the same halls as me, stayed in one of the 4 big. I was in Stoke-on-Trent, one of the most picturesque, gorgeous parts of England.
I've been there.
It's all right.
Stayed in a Holiday Inn there.
Yeah, well, that would. To be fair, our accommodation in halls was really nice. But yeah, so Tash was in one of the wings at the halls. I must have met her at one of the nights out, and we became really good mates. And then she started dating Phil, who 12 years later she is now married, had a kid with. She started dating him during that 6-month period of me being there.
So were they both Welsh, or was he living in Stoke-on-Trent, or was he another student?
I believe, customarily in the UK, you travel to go to university.
Yes.
So I can't be 100% sure, but my gut tells me that they are both Welsh. And
you saw them in Sydney?
Would have been about 6 years later, they went on a big, long trip around Australia. And I do remember picking them up. I think they lived there for a couple of months, drove them around Bondi, did the whole sightseeing thing, and it was like a real good, blast from the past.
And you warned them about drop bears, which has now all these years later worked its way into the world of clickheads.
I've got to assume that I must have told Tasha about drop bears while we were at university.
So give me the scoop
I
on.
love the hand gestures.
It's because I'm holding a pen and I feel like Lee Sales right now.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
really I feel like I'm about to ask you why the funds were misappropriated.
I feel like I just dropped the budget and I'm about to get grilled. What's the question?
Now I want grilled. I know you meant get grilled like an interviewer, but I meant what if it was like politician gets grilled on the 7:30 report? It's just him eating a Zen hen. Like, this is simply the herbed mayo that they are doing with these chips are simply remarkable.
They'd still find a way to fuck that up. They'd still find a way to be criticised based on their order.
Yeah, that is true.
By far. You went for the traditional bun?
You went for the traditional.
Oh, God.
You have no ambition for panini in this country? Panini sounds a bit like Paulini. Like Pauline Hanson.
Pauline Hanson, yeah.
Careful.
They need to do a collaboration.
Panini Hanson. One nation.
That's a collaboration.
Bun Nation. Panini Hanson.
Bun Nation. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's a good collaboration.
We are the Bun Nation party led by Panini Hanson. I don't know what we do with this as an idea, but it's not nothing.
We're still looking for other companies to get involved in the podcast to help grow it. So if Grilled want to come on as a sponsor.
Or One Nation.
Yeah, or One Nation, yeah. We'll take political donations too.
Imagine that. It's like, today's episode of Clickheads is brought to you by One Nation. You know when a Bangladeshi guy comes and takes your job at a medical practice in Ipswich? Well, we hate that as well. One Nation. Donate now.
To be fair,
now on with the show.
It's not out of the question for One Nation to sponsor a podcast hosted by two white guys.
Oh, they'd love this.
I think this is going to be right in their wheelhouse. I think the thing for you to do this week, just send an email.
Okay.
Reach out to Pauline and the team.
So I'm going to email One Nation and ask if they want to sponsor our podcast.
Yeah, and you heard that in context. There's nothing that has been taken out of context there.
I want it to be known that we are pranking One Nation, and this podcast does not. Well, maybe you do, but I personally do not affiliate myself with the policies of One Nation. I know you were sympathetic.
You walked around the whole office last week with a Pauline Hanson shirt on. And you started threatening anyone who looked like they might have not grown up in Australia.
I thought it was David Bowie. I thought it was Ziggy Stardust. And then I was told later that it was Pauline, and that was tough for me. That was a tough outcome.
But you changed your email signature to say, get back on your boat. It was weird. We all had a meeting at HR, and it was a whole thing.
You get on a boat? No, you do. You're right.
Yeah.
Well, you would know, funny mate. About get back on your boat.
See, you hate boats. It's just so your character. Okay. No, you're about to grill me about something. I still have a second point that I'd like to raise prior to us starting the game. So what were you about to grill me about, apart from Pauline Hanson contributions?
Well, mine is largely related to the game today and drop bears. Give me your perspective. Give me your quick, let's become another popular podcast. The rest is history. Give me the history of the drop bear for someone who might not be an Australian listener.
This could be wrong, but my understanding is that the drop bear, it's a fictitious animal, and it became famous. Well, I think my memory is it became famous off a Bundaberg rum ad of a bunch of Swedish campers in this very viral advert that went gangbusters. There's a bunch of Swedish tourists. They're trying to pull up their tent near a lake, and there's a bunch of Aussie larrikins are basically trying to get with the girls, and they make up this fictitious thing, and they say to these girls, hey, look, you probably don't want to camp there because of drop bears. You heard of drop bears? They're like koala bears, but they climb up the tree, and they drop down onto tents.
With claws.
With claws and stuff. Now, all the Swedish girls, after this yarn starts, they start rolling their eyes, and then the mascot for this alcohol, Bundaberg rum, this giant polar bear drops out of the tree on cue, smashes their tent, and they all run towards the men like, oh my God, big strong men, save us, save us. But they're Swedish, so they have blonde hair.
Were they not Swedish in that impression? That was a.
I
think everyone knew they were Swedish from the way you just did that.
Oh my God, ABBA, save us. Yeah. That's what they said.
Chocolate.
And Swedish House Mafia.
Crimes.
They were running, singing Swedish House Mafia songs.
They were like, oh no, don't you want it, child? That's what they said.
They really need to do a redo of that ad. So anyway, the Swedish girls, they run to the big strong men, and then they all have a campfire. And the legend of the drop bear.
Did that invent the drop bear, that ad?
I've got to say, I believe it did, but that could be wrong. But I'm pretty sure.
I'm completely in agreement. That's the only place I've heard of it, I think.
Of a drop bear. So that is what it is. And I am sure I said to Tasha when they were just frothing my Australian accent while I was doing an exchange in England because they'd never met an Aussie before.
Yep.
I probably started talking about that.
Yeah, drop bears.
Yeah, you guys heard of drop bears? They're like those cute koala bears. I've got one in my garden if you ever come visit me.
Yeah, I've got a pet one. I walk it on. I take it to the off-leash beach and let my drop bear run around.
So I think it's so lovely that they've reached out.
That is very nice.
And I like that today's episode is like an animal to an animal, the Welsh Dragon. Again, I don't know much about that. I just know it's kind of like on their flag.
Well, we're about to find out a bit about it. So should we dive? I've never met a Welsh person I didn't like, by the way.
No.
I made some friends from Wales at Glastonbury, and they were camping next to us. They became part of our crew, and then we went and watched the Wallabies play Wales at Millennium Falcon in Cardiff, and it was awesome.
Did you just say at Millennium Falcon?
Millennium Stadium is what I...
Well, you know what? The fact that you've just done that brings me to just point two that I would like to address before we start, is that you have rolled in here to record this podcast fresh from the latest licensed establishment that you have been in is a strip club, and you've come in hot off a Bucks party.
I did visit Honeybees on Caxton Street last night at a Bucks party.
Well, you do have a membership there.
And let me tell you, I'm in love. She's got a heart of gold, and I think I can save her from all this.
Just for our Welsh listeners, a Bucks party in Australia is a stag do. That's what you guys would refer to that as.
That's right. And controversially, this stag do is on a Sunday because the groom-to-be actually lives in London at the moment, so he is only he had a brief window within which to do this. So we went and watched the Broncos gift the Dragons.
Good synergy.
Welsh. That dragon does look like a Welsh dragon. In fact, is that what it is? St. George?
St. George Illawarra's
St. George
logo,
Illawarra
an NRL
Dragons. Because St. George was the one who killed the dragon. So that's in mythology. So
I didn't even know that.
I don't know if St. George killed a drop bear at any point, but he definitely killed a dragon. And that's where the story comes from. So there's a nice synergy to this weekend. Yeah, I've rolled.
The Dragons beat your team, the Broncos.
Yeah, first win of the season. Absolutely awesome.
I think they're coming off is it a 16-game losing run, and they've just beaten the team who won the comp last year?
The reigning premiers have given the bottom of the ladder their first win of not just this season, but a fair chunk of the back end of last season.
Is it 17 games? Do you know
it's something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. The Broncos are not good at the moment, and there was a very young child behind me who was a Dragons supporter. And we all turned around and fist bumped him, and we're like, "Well done, man!" And he was like, "I was like, this kid's never seen the Dragons win." And then his dad was like, "Well, he's 5. He has seen the Dragons." The dad got defensive. He's like, "Oh, he's definitely seen them win, mate."
I wasn't sure where you were going to say there when you were like, "So this 5-year-old kid sports the Dragons behind, and I fist." I'm like, "Did you punch this kid in the face?"
So I beat the living shit out of him. I absolutely creamed this little punk.
Well,
nah, it was good. It was a good day. It was very fun. Happy bucks to Fraser. And
you sound delighted about it.
Mate, I just told you and Paige this off air, but I've walked in and was sitting next to Lyndon, who works at the radio station we work at, and he's got this beautiful deep voice. And he was like, I was just showing him a video on my phone, and he goes, "Have you had a gyros in the last 24 hours?" I was like, "I have, Lyndon. I had a kebab last night. In fact, I'll be honest, we're all friends here. I had 2 kebabs.
Oi!
I went and got a kebab. I went back into the pub. Then I came out and got another kebab. And let me tell you, Lyndon could be working at the airport sniffing out heroin because he got me immediately. He's like, "Yes, you might want to have a Tic Tac." I was like, "Thanks, Lindos." I've rolled it. I've had to drive up the Bruce, probably over the limit, in my mum's Tesla, roll into work for one of the more useless meetings.
Why are you still driving mum's car?
Because it's electric and she doesn't need it at the moment. And I'm going back and forth from Brisbane to the Sunshine Coast heaps at the moment.
Okay.
And I was like, "Can I borrow the car for a week?" And she's got mine. She's just happy to.
You know how you charged your car at my house on the weekend? Did you want that? Will I get a pay ID for that? How's that payment going to transfer? Do I have to wait till I get my bill, or would you like to just guess? How are we charging you for that one?
I would like to.
Is that why you got the pizzas on Saturday night?
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you.
We're
Okay.
even. I paid for the Domino's
I allowed you
because I knew I was using your electricity.
I was like, yeah, you can fill up, but make it a meat lover's pizza worth, and then you can fuck off. Look, should we get going?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's
start
get
the
into
game.
it. All right. All right. Okay.
Now, before we even get going, can I be a little arrogant?
Please.
I think we can do this one today. I'm pretty confident because it's, as you just heard my explanation of a drop bear, feel like the only page that is going to have drop bear on it will be Bundaberg rum.
So we have to get to Bundaberg rum.
So we need to go, alcohol I think is the key here, which ironically is what served you well yesterday on the Bucks party too, mate.
Didn't have any rum, no yet. I absolutely did.
But a lot of alcohol.
I just remembered I definitely did have some rum and cokes by the end. It was honestly.
Can you tell us what the Welsh Dragon is now that we're underway?
The Welsh Dragon means the red dragon, hence the red V, is a heraldic symbol that represents Wales and appears on the national flag of Wales. You been to Wales?
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. I really want to go to Millennium Falcon in Cardiff to see that.
It's incredible that Han Solo and Chewbacca landed their ship and let the Wallabies play on it. Millennium Stadium is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, growing up as a kid watching a lot of rugby with my dad, that was always the one venue that he would rave about. So
and it has the roof closed when we were there, so the atmosphere wasn't that electric because the Wallabies won. So obviously Wales were largely annoyed about that. And my friend Matt was he didn't sleep on the Saturday night. He went into the Sunday game. He was so toasted and he was being so outrageous, I suppose, to the people around him. We left him and he missed his train and he got back to London at 4 a.m. We lived with him. We were like, we're not going to help this guy back. So we actually just dropped him.
So you just like a bear?
Like a bear.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. This dragon is on all their symbols. Yeah, I've never been there. I'd love to visit. As you say, I've never met anybody from Wales who was unpleasant or
They're
unkind.
just so
But-
nice.
so-
Cardiff itself, I hope they don't mind me saying, is a bit of a shithole. it was giving like very grey, very rainy, very industrial. Like our Welsh mates were like, mate, Cardiff sucks. But
Do they like Swansea? Because that's the only other kind of place in Wales I know because of the football team.
I'm not sure. I didn't ask them their opinion on Swansea. I'll ask them.
Do you know the famous really long like train station thing in Wales as well?
No.
It's like the longest word in the world. And it's
yeah.
I mean, imagine having to announce that as a train instructor. And by the way, that pronunciation was excellent, and you haven't even complimented me yet.
Phil and Tasha, I'm sure, will be excited to hear you just eloquently sum up their language.
I'll be honest, that actually wasn't my impression of the long train station in Wales. That was my impression of you ordering a gyros last night and trying to say chicken gyros.
Extra garlic so the workday announcer smells me.
Now, in Wales, so obviously Guinness is a very popular alcohol in Ireland and most parts of the United Kingdom. Has Wales got a famous alcohol?
It's a really good question. Yeah, what's their Welsh language? So there's Wales football. The most iconic of Welsh emblems is also used as the official emblem or logo of the Football Association of Wales. Now there's mottos here. There's gallery. I would like to see it being used as for an alcohol, which it doesn't seem to be.
Honestly, some of this Wikipedia page, you know how we mock the silly language of the United Kingdom very often?
Yes.
I mean, this just sounds like made up stuff. this is on a subsection of their page, and even the name of the subsection's hard. It's Owain Glyndwr. Owain Glyndwr's banner was known as Ydraig Ur, or the Golden Dragon. It was famously raised over Caernarfon during the Battle of Tuth Hill in 1401 against the English. The hell does that even mean?
There's a lot going on there.
Why can't they just say there was a battle on a hill?
Well, Tut Hill.
Yeah.
Middle English. Well,
Tuthel?
Tuthel. I'm struggling to find like an alcohol or the Red Dragon appears on a label. No, not like that.
There are some very hard words in this article, like ancient Welsh poems, historians.
The Welsh government, the Welsh languages. Is Football Association of Wales a way to get to like a stadium that sells alcohol? And we get to rum. Because I'm seeing Football Association of Wales. That's the only place that I think we could get into. And that would surely mention my beloved Millennium Falcon, where I was lucky enough to spend some time.
Okay, here is where my specialty might help us here, but I'm concerned about the clicks, okay? If we go to the Federation of Wales Football.
Yep.
It was very historic at the last World Cup. Like, their football team has become quite good in recent times, especially with Gareth Barry and the like.
Is Wrexham in Wales?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Push on.
So if we go to Wales football, the fact that they qualified for a World Cup, World Cups are famously always sponsored by Budweiser. So we could definitely get to Budweiser, there will definitely be a controversial page about Budweiser on the World Cup page because they've always sponsored the World Cup, but in Qatar, about 5 days before the Qatar World Cup, they decide, you know how we said all that stuff about being a Muslim country and there's no alcohol here, and we said it would be okay during the World Cup? Well, turns out that's true and there's going to be no beer at this World Cup. But thank you for all the sponsorship money. Now, that would definitely be...
That was crazy that happened because you went to that World Cup.
I went to the final.
And there was just obviously it's a Muslim country. There was no alcohol being sold or anything like that.
Not at the stadium. You had to go to like hotels that would sell it. Yeah.
So
but I'm concerned about we go Welsh
football. Football
World
Association
Cup,
of Wales. What
Budweiser.
if we get to Wrexham? Ryan Reynolds has an alcohol
company.
He has gin, and whether gin could get us to rum. But does rum... Matthew McConaughey was in that Wild Turkey bourbon ad.
Oh, yeah.
So has a celebrity ever done any Bundaberg rum stuff? I don't think so. There's also
the biggest celebrity is the Bundy Rum Bear.
The bear himself.
Sidebar, my cousin, for my entire childhood, was convinced that one of the boys in her school, her dad was the Bundaberg Rum Bear. She would say that so much. And there's no way to verify that. No. I've never forgotten her with that yarn. I'm like, wow, he must be pretty cool. Does he keep the suit at home?
How does he wash it?
Yeah.
That is cool. You wouldn't want to put a sock in the wash with the Bundy Bear machine and suddenly it's a pink bear.
Come on, mate. They did that in one of the ads.
Oh, they did do that in one of the
He was having a nice little relaxing bath, and then one of the boys put a red sock in there. And then it's like,
right.
Good one, fellas. But then the girls rock up, and it was like during the metrosexual era, and they see this pink bear, and they go, ha.
I love a bear who's confident enough to wear pink.
You know what the problem with that is as well? They're depicting that the girls are really into the bear who's comfortable as an own fur, but there's certainly a bestiality aspect to that.
There is.
Like, is it the pink stuff, or is it like they want to fuck a polar bear?
It's a good question.
I mean,
at what stage does a bear with human qualities become so human in nature that having sex with it isn't bestiality?
Well, there is a female in the room, so maybe our podcast producer Paige could answer that one for us.
I don't think Paige wants her debut on this show to be on the topic of bestiality and whether it's okay to fuck the Bundy bear.
Paige, if at any moment you need to leave the room, you can just blink twice and we'll allow you to...
At least we don't... I mean, it was wonderful having Ava here, our work experience, but a large section of that episode was dedicated to talking about porn, so...
Yeah. Well, did you see the email come through from her mum?
No. Oh my God.
We'll do a bonus episode.
We'll do a that's for the Patreon. When we get a Patreon, we'll read the email we got from her mum.
Now, okay, so the problem. So, whereabouts have you seen the Welsh Football Association?
It's quite close to the bottom under Wales Football, which I think we should do because we're not drowning in time right now.
So the Football Association in Wales, though, that. Okay, that will have. I mean, look, I want to talk about football, so let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. We are using a click.
All right. The Football Association of Wales. Oh, I like this page, Bretz. I like it a lot.
I like it.
Now,
I see FIFA.
Yeah, we can see FIFA, UEFA, their futsal team. So it's the governing body of football and futsal in Wales and controls the Wales national football team, its corresponding women's team, as well as the national futsal team. That's actually pretty cool. I don't think many governing bodies would do that, but I could be way wrong about that.
Now, I've scrolled quickly down to find 21st century. I was being definitely ambitious in thinking they would be like, here's where we play and here's the beer on tap in the stadium. Now, that has not happened.
No, well, there's no stadium. I mean, the Welsh team play everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
I think that
So we've got Cardiff City.
Yep.
And we've got Swansea City AFC. No mention of Wrexham, which I think is bizarre.
Do you know why? It's because Wrexham play in the English football pyramid.
Not in
the Welsh one. Yeah, so Swansea, Cardiff, and Wrexham, and there's probably another one.
Is the FA Cup sponsored by a beer? Or is it Emirates?
Oh, it's definitely Emirates.
Pretty good for me knowing that.
I mean, I think I'd be way more comfortable, if we're going to go towards a football competition, I'd be way more comfortable going to FIFA because it would list surely some of their corporate sponsorships with Budweiser.
So should we go on FIFA?
No, FIFA.
Should we just quickly go FIFA?
But then I'm just counting out our clicks, mate.
I know we're running low on clicks.
FIFA, Budweiser. We're hoping on the Budweiser page they list other alcohols that are assigned with this, and we have to get to Bundaberg rum.
And then drop there.
Yeah.
The alcohol route is hard. I'm trying to think of another way we could get to drop. I can't think of any alternative way of getting to drop bear.
Well,
unless it is like,
what other pay? Yeah, what do you reckon? Sorry,
I don't know. Because I'm surprised, and we checked this without cheating, but I'm surprised there is a Wikipedia for drop bear.
Well, we always just at least briefly bring it up to make sure it exists. But we don't read anything on there that could give us a hyperlink clue because we don't cheat.
We don't cheat.
No,
we're not like AFL players.
No,
we don't cheat.
Or NRL ones.
No, they're perfect.
So do you agree with me that the only Wikipedia page that would have a hyperlink for a drop bear would probably be Bundaberg Rum?
But that's a big if. We've built our entire strategy on that. What if Bundaberg Rum don't mention drop bear? No, they'd have to.
I mean, play that game with me. If they didn't, what other site?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't have it unless like
an Australia.
There was nothing even on Dragon being like mythical creatures that are popular. Like in certain countries, like because drop bear wouldn't be in the same ballpark as.
Okay, and what about if we got onto the polar bear Wikipedia page? It's not going to be Famously, polar bears have been depicted in many corporate sponsorships, such as the Bundaberg rum drop
There
bear
might
ad.
be other things on the polar bear page before the fact that I don't think that's like the thing the polar bear community is like proudest of.
Do you reckon there'll be a subsection going, polar bears are the gateway for women if they're kind of interested in bestiality?
Yes, that will
and they're
be.
like, well, the polar bears very resembles humans, so
I think that is very likely that there will be. Oh gosh, how good is a Monday morning just yapping away hungover about fucking polar bears? I mean, people want to fuck Lola Bunny.
what's that?
That's like Bugs Bunny's love interest in Warner Brothers Looney Tunes. So there are like
And Jessica Rabbit.
There's another like Scar. I think was a lot of people's sexual awakening in
Mate,
the fox in
Lion King?
Robin Hood. No, Scar's in Lion King. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to keep up with your scattered brain at the moment.
That's all right. You're doing well.
There is a hyperlink to the town on the city of Wrexham.
Yeah,
So
right.
under history, in the 19th century, the FAW, the Football Association of Wales, was founded at a meeting held on the 2nd of Feb 1876 at the Winstay Arms Hotel in Wrexham.
Well,
Well,
no,
that's quite interesting.
Well, the Winstay Arms is a pub. They might sell alcohol.
They do.
Maybe. What if we click on it? It's like the world's only Muslim pub, and we're like, oh damn it! There's no alcohol. The Winstay Arms is that? Are they gonna list alcohol
No.
that they sell? Maybe.
I mean, I reckon the only reason they've got a hyperlink for that pub is because it was the founding place of the Welsh Football Association. I'd say that's a Wikipedia U-turn potential.
A hotel and pub. But like, what if it was a pub?
Fuck, this is a hard game. This is really hard.
This
I'm
is hard.
just writing down. I'm trying to work out if it's going to be possible to do the route that I'm talking about.
So if we did Wrexham, because even then, it's like getting to Ryan Reynolds doesn't help us that much. Because again, it's like then you get to his alcohol.
Gin. We're trying to get into the alcohol world, or we need to try and get to Australia somehow. And then there's like,
Well, I'm like,
to Bundaberg.
do we get to Winstay Arms, and then it's like rum as well, or Budweiser? Is Bundaberg rum owned by like Lion?
Well, it's probably there's
Is it owned by
starts with a
the giant company, the
There's that-
conglomerate that has all of them?
not Delalio, but it's like starts with a D.
Well, there's Lion.
Diablo. I think it's called Diablo.
Yeah, I
that
think
could be
so.
wrong, but that's like they own everything.
Yes.
That would be the dream page.
Well, does FIFA? I think we go the FIFA route. Let's try it.
Just before you click on FIFA, can you just see if there's FIFA World Cup? That's what we want to get to that quicker, if we can.
Like, have Wales been in a World Cup?
Yes, they have, and that was a big deal.
Do you know when that was?
Well, I'm assuming it was in 2022. I'm just scrolling down to have a look to find out. Does it not? Because we're not on the Welsh football team. We're on the actual, like, the FA.
I know. It's
which
so
we kind of
annoying.
went back.
That's still bizarre that they don't have any mention of the World Cup on this page.
Yeah, it's. I would have
Because
thought
they've got the FA Cup,
FA Cup and the inaugural Welsh Cup.
European Cup winners.
Why don't they show like when they competed?
All right, well let's go FIFA. You ready?
I think FIFA's the go.
All right,
Okay.
let's click on FIFA.
Okay, sponsors of FIFA. Here we go. All right, I'm going down. Sponsors of
Okay,
FIFA.
I've got down there. There's Coca-Cola. There is no FIFA partners.
God, there's a big section on corruption. We don't have enough time, but geez, that's juicy.
Oh, mate. Imagine that. How about that? That was a big deal when that happened. Just how the depth. And what was the guy's name? Sepp Blatter. And everyone was like, maybe we should just start arresting people who sound like cartoon villains. And we'll probably get most people. Think about it. Elon Musk. If you named your like tech supervillain Elon Musk in a script for a movie, people would be like, give him a less cartoonishly evil name. It's the same with Sepp Blatter at FIFA. It's like, but it also sounds like a UTI.
But you know
Like
what?
bladder.
You know what's crazy?
Sepsis in my bladder.
There nowadays, Sepp's looking pretty good
Is he?
compared to Giovanni, bloody guy.
Is Sepp having a bit of a reset?
Like corruption comes in many forms, right? And
It
FIFA,
does.
I mean, I'm surprised on sponsorships. I'm surprised corruption isn't one of the major sponsors of FIFA.
The corruption,
But
the corruption bit goes for so long. Now, do we know if Sepp Blatter liked rum?
He seems like an angry gentleman. So perhaps I'm mortified that on the sponsors of FIFA
There's
Wikipedia
no
page,
Budweiser.
there's no Budweiser.
Are you certain Budweiser are involved?
I will put. Yes, 100%. They are. I remember being.
Yeah.
I've been to 4 World Cups. Humble brag. I'm sorry, but at halftime they go, "Don't forget to vote for your Budweiser man of the match."
Don't forget to vote for your Budweiser man of the match. And that was also in the UAE.
There's got to be like.
I'm scrolling rapidly through, and there just doesn't seem to be. Would Coca-Cola get us there? Does the rum and Coke?
Oh yeah,
Like
this.
Coca-Cola. Oh. How many
No.
clicks? How many clicks have we got? 3. We've made 2,
That's right.
so we've got 3 clicks remaining. So we need to get from Coca-Cola and just hope for some reason they're like typically mixed with. We're gonna run out of clicks.
We are. I mean, it is annoying that there's definitely hyperlinks to, like the 2022 World Cup is on. There's a Wikipedia page for that, and that is famously. I'll put my house on it. That.
Where Budweiser.
Well, I'm just saying, like that World Cup was the big Budweiser controversy when they pulled.
But we don't have enough clicks.
We don't.
We need to-
2022
we need to
Budweiser.
I think we need to
yeah.
throw a Hail Mary on Coke.
Oh.
As I so often did last night. Hey-oh. No, just kidding. I actually didn't do that. I actually didn't.
We're out of work pay
I actually didn't. Yeah, because
because you were too broke.
even if I wanted to, I couldn't afford that kind of stuff. Am I right? Had to settle for meth. Now,
You look great. You pulled up nicely after a big meth hit.
I look skinny.
Just before
Meth doesn't taste as bad as skinny feels. Oh, I think we go Coca-Cola, bing bong bong.
I'm just trying to see if there's another way to get to.
We're coming into like 10 minutes remaining as well. We're getting pretty close. And I think the Coca-Cola page is going to be big. I suspect there's a fair bit of stuff on there.
Yeah, it'll be a big page. There's just going to be lots of. I'm trying to think what's going to be on this. There's going to be lots of football names. There's going to be lots of World Cups. The Peace Prize, everything like. Geez, if we ever try to get to Donald Trump, we can just. That'll be easy.
Yeah.
Donald Trump. I don't think he's ever had a Bundy rum.
He's never had a drink in his life.
I'm just. Oh yeah.
That's a true thing. He's never touched alcohol.
He's touched a lot of women though.
He has touched many women.
Oh,
Allegedly.
Corruption. Sorry, mate. Just bear with me. I'm just looking for corruption. There's got to be something about. Is Budweiser down here anyway?
Am I crazy for starting to think that Coke is a better option than Budweiser? Because Budweiser, you've still got to get to a different alcohol and then an example of that alcohol. There is a chance that it's like Coca-Cola is often mixed with rums. I'm not saying it's likely, but it's more. I think it's better than Budweiser.
Okay, let's
All
do
right.
it. Whereabouts is that? Is that under the sponsorships?
FIFA partners. Yep.
FIFA partners,
All right, we
yeah.
are making a click at the exact same time as we have 10 minutes to go. Look at that. Look at that synergy.
Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is an American multinational corporation founded in January 1892, headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia. It manufactures, sells, and markets soft drinks, including Coca-Cola and other non-alcoholic beverage.
Well, that's not what we want.
History, acquisitions, revenue, and sales.
Products and brands, non-food assets. Columbia Pictures is owned by... Huh, there you go. Coke owned Columbia Pictures while they released Ghostbusters, The Karate Kid, and 2 others. Columbia... Oh, there you go. The world of Coca-Cola, other soft drinks, plastic bottles, Diet Coke, South Africa, Mountain Dew.
Are you a 7-Up or a Mountain Dew guy?
7-Up. I find Mountain Dew to be the nectar of the incel. I just think Mountain Dew's had a real marketing problem. It's like I just think of a dude with Doritos on his fingers in a basement playing Call of Duty, drinking. It's just the color of it. I think the sort of it's got that like flubber green about it, that kind of glowing nuclearness to it. Whereas I think 7-Up does a better job of just being like it's basically it's essentially a lemonade. Sorry.
That was riveting.
This is a tough morning to be reading about alcohol. Like, I want anyone listening to imagine you've got a hangover and then you just have to sit and read about alcohol. Now, listen, alcoholic beverages. In 2021, the Coca-Cola company used its Mexican sparkling mineral water brand Topo Chico to launch a range of vegan-friendly alcoholic hard seltzers.
Yes, I'm on that one too.
Now, we've also got the Monster Beverage Corporation. It was announced the Coca-Cola got a stake in Monster. There's a lot of stuff about green tea, PepsiCo. So there's lots of stuff here. I'm not seeing the word rum.
Well, we really need to have Bundaberg rum on this page.
Okay, so I think we've lost.
Well,
I don't think it's possible. It's now about like maybe losing the game but still getting there.
So we need to try and find some kind of alcohol listed on this page. That was the strategy, right? Vino,
The
dairy.
Powerade Tigers. Who were they? In the Philippines, it had a team in the Philippine Basketball Association, the Powerade Tigers. How weird's that? In the Philippines, in their basketball,
Yeah.
the team is not sponsored by, but they are just the Powerade Tigers. Weird.
Where do you reckon all the Coca-Cola that Australia drinks comes from?
Here, Australia. One of my mum's school friends' husbands works at Coca-Cola. I think he's retired now, but he worked at Coke. And I did an assignment where we had to choose a big corporation and write about it. And I did an interview with mum's friend's husband about working at Coke. And I was like 11 years old. So I didn't understand that this was a rude question. Because it was like, I think we had to ask in like business. It was like doing a business assignment. And I just straight up was like, how much do you get paid every year?
After tax.
Like, just not know. And mum was like, did you ask him that? And I was like, yeah, well, it was like one of the questions about like how, like the assignment was like, how do they treat their workers? Is it a good place to work? I said, how much do you get paid? And she's like, you're too young to know this, but when you get older, you'll realize you can't really just ask people what they're paid. And I remember being like, why? Why would that even be And now I'm an adult. I'm like, oh, capitalism.
Did he answer the question? Did he give you a figure?
I can't remember.
What? That seems like something that would be very memorable. Or did he say, if you got to ask, buddy, you can't afford me?
That's maybe it. I don't know how he dodged that question. Maybe he did just tell me. Or maybe he just, faffed about.
So, I do find interesting about Coca-Cola. Developed in May 1886 by a pharmacist called John Pemberton. At the time it was introduced, the product contained the stimulant cocaine from coca leaves and caffeine to cola nuts.
So good.
God, not koala nuts. That would have been awesome.
HIV virus.
There's a hyperlink about like they're in the beverage industry. We could go to beverage.
Water usage. Racial discrimination.
If you hover over beverage, it says the drinks industry produces drinks, in particularly alcoholic beverages, ready-to-drink beverages, and soft drink beverages. Hey, on the beverages page, is there going to be rum? Maybe. That's the closest I can get.
I wish we knew who owned Bundaberg rum. I wonder if our Welsh friends who suggested this realised that this would basically become a whole episode about alcohol. This is essentially what this has become.
So this whole thing has been an ad for Bundaberg rum.
Well, is it? Because they need some advertising because they're not bloody found anywhere.
What do they get? What's the colloquial funny name for them in Queensland? What do they call them? Black rats?
Black rats.
What do they call them that?
Rum and Coke, just because they're black.
Okay.
And they make you feel rat shit the next day.
Yeah, okay.
As I can attest to. Coca-Cola's first ad read, Coca-Cola, delicious, refreshing, exhilarating, invigorating.
I was so arrogant about this. I thought this was not going to be that hard.
It's always hard.
It is. That's the slogan of the podcast.
It's just always hard. It's like a Viagra. Always hard, this game. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I wonder.
I think we should go to beverage.
You reckon?
Yeah, I just reckon.
Where's that?
It's in the fun facts at the top right. It just says in the industry, like it's under the S&P 500. It's traded as. There's a hyperlink for beverage.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do beverage.
All right. So we got one click remaining. So
one of the worst clicks.
oh
God.
Oh no.
This is so.
Oh,
I really
disaster.
Genuinely thought we could. This is again.
This is almost as bad as your standard definition.
Oh,
it's not as bad
way.
as that, but
Well, it's a lot shorter, that's for sure.
there is nothing on here.
Well, we could go to
Nestle.
alcoholic beverages.
Okay, let's just click on alcohol. All right, we've lost. Because we are out of clicks.
We've been foiled by our Welsh
By the
friends.
Welsh.
Foiled by the Welsh again.
Oh, the Welsh. Okay, look, they've got mead. They've got fermented water, cider, beer, polk, rice wine. What?
Where's Rumbo's?
Where the fucking hell is rum, dude?
Beer, cooking, offerings, religious.
I mean, we've lost. I'm just going to control F now.
Yeah. Get those shackles off. That's a fun part.
Rum is on there. But rum does not have...
Can't believe we bombed out on this one.
Rum does not have a page. The rum rebuilt.
Have they intentionally...
Must have.
Do you reckon they've reverse engineered this episode? Our friends Phil and Tasha. Do you think they were like, these boys, we've got them? I think it's becoming a side game for anybody who wants to try and give us a mission that they actually don't want us to win.
I mean, I guess that's how the clickheads win. Rum doesn't even have a page, dude. Like, it was never going to... I'm going to go to the Bundaberg rum page and see if Drop Bear's even on there.
Okay, I want to go back to the FIFA World Cup page to see if the 2022 FIFA World Cup mentions the fact that Budweiser got hooked. 2022 World Cup.
There is no mention on the Bundaberg rum page of a Drop Bear. The word drop, in fact, is not on this.
What?
Advertising.
How would we have got there then?
Bundaberg Rum has also been criticised for targeting its advertising towards young people and boys through television commercials during NRL broadcasts and other promotions. A series of advertisements featuring the Bundaberg Rum Bear, a polar bear known as Bundy R Bear, were produced by advertising agent Leo Burnett to align the product with the larrikin approach to Australian mateship. That's such a funny sentence. The larrikin approach to Australian mateship. Brought to you by One Nation. The Bundaberg Rum Bear first appeared in 1961. It was designed to soften rum's aggressive image and broaden its appeal from the traditional older male to a more sociable audience. The advertisements have been cited as a favourite among Australia's youth. No mention of a drop bear. Just Bundy R. Bear. I didn't even know he had a name. I thought it was just the Bundy Bear. But he has an initial. What's his middle name? Bundy R. Bear. Is it Rum? Maybe rum
probably is.
Maybe
I'm
rum.
sure the R's for rum, mate. Bundaberg Rum Bear.
Bundy Rum Bear.
But so, have you been onto the Drop Bear page?
No.
So the Drop Bear Wikipedia page is a hoax in contemporary Australian folklore featuring a predatory, carnivorous version of the koala. The imaginary animal is commonly outspoken in tall tales designed to scare tourists. Surely the origin of the Drop Bear myth is unknown. It has been attributed to a sketch in the Paul Hogan show.
So we would have had to know. That requires a lot of pre-reading that we would have had to know. We would have had to try to get to Crocodile Dundee, to Paul Hogan.
So, okay, in under popularisation, the Drop Bear hoax using a polar bear was humorously referenced in an advertisement for Bundaberg Rum, which is a hyperlink.
So we could have got, if we'd gone the other way, we might have been able to get to the Welsh Dragon. But this has happened before where you can only go one-way traffic. Like, we wouldn't have been able to get from Bundaberg Rum to Drop Bear, but we are able to get from Drop Bear to Bundaberg Rum.
It's so strange that one way is easier than the other.
Well, there you go.
I can't believe there's no bear on the Bundaberg Rum. That would have been a...
That is funny that Australian Geographic ran an article on its website in 2013 on April Fool's Day, your birthday, purporting that researchers had found that drop bears were more likely to attack tourists than people with Australian accents. So it's a racist. Again, the drop bear would really fit in with One Nation. We won't attack you if you've got an Australian accent.
You ask 10 Aussies right now out of this room, you reckon that on the Bundaberg Rum Wikipedia page, they speak about the advertisement with a drop bear? 10 out of 10 Aussies are saying yes.
I'm not saying it was a bad strategy, but
it's projecting.
Getting angry doesn't make it so.
It feels like you're a bit tired, you're a bit scat, you've come in here today, and you're coming at me.
I'm not.
I didn't feel like we were a team today. I just didn't.
That sucked.
I
came with you the whole way. What are you fucking talking about? I literally...
This is what Phil and Tasha wanted, to drive a wedge between us.
We spoke about football for so long. You love.
I guess that
I was
pretty
accommodating.
cool.
I let you talk about FIFA.
Yeah.
We talked about Sepp Blatter.
Sepp.
Who you said is great and has aged wonderfully, which was a strange admission. I thought we had a nice time together.
No, we
and
did.
You come here and say we're no longer a team?
I guess my takeout is I'm frustrated because I arrogantly thought this is going to be a piece of piss.
You've done this before, though. You thought Machu Picchu to David Attenborough would be very easy, and that was hard
100%.
as well. There's no easy ones. The only one... No, what have we got? We've got only Scooby-Doo.
From Artemis 2 to Scooby-Doo.
Artemis 2 to Scooby-Doo is the only one that we've gotten. And hey, guys, now that Phil is calling me Scooby Bretz, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe I have a deep understanding and affiliation with Scooby.
Now we need to start planning, though, the real purpose of this podcast, Bretz, which is the live show in Wales.
So what have we got? We've now got to do Detroit.
Detroit, we're kind of brainstorming 8 Mile Road.
Do they live in Cardiff?
I don't know, but I think we should do it at Millennium Falcon in Cardiff.
I think, okay.
That's got to be the location. If
Which
not,
I believe can fit 100,000 people.
Yeah, let's go Millennium
So
Stadium,
let's
Cardiff.
fill that after we've done a show.
We'll probably have to do 2 nights there.
We'll probably have to do 2 shows. We'll have to do an early show and a late show.
Yeah. A matinee. A
matinee.
Clickheads matinee.
Clickheads at the Millennium Falcon.
I have been thinking about our live shows after the Dennis of Detroit kind of started this whole thing.
Yeah.
And that I do think that it would be fun during a live show if we come to a contentious point. You want to click on Wrexham, I want to click on FIFA.
Put it to a vote.
And then it's like a QR code and people get to vote and then we go by the people, which always will give you or I a get out of jail free card because we'll be able to blame half the audience.
This would genuinely make quite a good live show, I think, this program.
Some are saying better than a podcast.
Well, there are some shows that work far better live.
Yeah.
Concerts, they're way better as.
What about the show you watched last night? Was that good live, or would you prefer to watch that at home?
There's a lot of audience participation in that one, and I was not allowed to. You're not meant to participate as much as I did.
Did you get kicked out?
Did I get kicked out?
Yeah.
No.
Do you remember any of the names of the performers?
No.
It was a very quick nup, and the pitch of your voice went up a bit.
I'll tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
This wasn't at this particular strip club. I went to a strip club. And to be clear, I don't ever... This would be like the 5th time I've been to a strip club. Because usually at Bucks...
But I'm not the police. I don't care.
Well, I know, but Paige is here. We don't know each other that well.
Well,
and people listening. Like...
I don't know what's done you more damage then, that comment or all the bestiality stuff at the start of the episode.
I have a memory that you were the bestiality driver of this.
Yeah, but then you really took the wheel and kept going.
If any of us drove bestiality into this episode, it was you.
I do think in this episode we should paste a link to the Bundyberg rum, both the Drop Bear advert and also the Pink Bear advert.
I thought you were going to say to some bestiality.
No, I don't know where they are.
Deep dark web, baby. You gotta know where to go. You gotta know where to look.
Tell us the story from last night.
No, this isn't from last night. This was a different strip club. Again, it was in Mayfair in London.
Okay, now is this your first, second, third, or fourth visit to the strip clubs?
This I would have been. I was like literally 19 years old, so this would have been maybe my second ever. And I was there with a friend of mine who lived in London, and I'd had to go there to London because I'd lost my passport in a nightclub. So it was like a trip that I had to go to the High Commission, and he was like, "Let's go out and celebrate that you're here because you're sad you lost your passport."
Mm-hmm.
So we go out. And we ended up in this place. We met a guy on the streets called Valentine who was like, come with me in my car. And we got in his car and he took us to this joint that he ran.
Okay.
And we got in and we were in the strip club. And one of the strippers like immediately fell in love with my mate. He's a good looking dude and took him out the back. And like for a private free lap dance. Basically they were just like hooking up with it. And he comes back and he's like, we got to get out of here, man. I was like, what's wrong? He's like, the stripper I was with. I was like, yeah, she was really like beautiful. He goes, she has a tattoo of a swastika on her back.
Oh my God.
Like a giant swastika. I think the stripper is a Nazi. And then we were looking around at all the people who worked there, and they all had a kind of skinhead look, and we were like, I think we're in a Nazi establishment. And we believed that Valentine was like that they were like a neo-Nazi strip club. And I didn't pay for this. Will paid £250 for a bottle of Moe.
Oh my God.
So like 500 Australian dollars, and we just sipped Moe with these Nazis and then left.
So I'm just trying to keep a track here of the character assassination we've done on you in this episode. We've found out that you've been to potentially a Nazi strip club, and also you're trying to get a collab deal with One Nation. I'm not sure what's happening in your private life, but maybe we should just rest and put the podcast on hiatus for a bit. Could I tell you my strip club?
We need to be, but this is why most podcasts are brought to you by BetterHelp and like therapy places rather than One Nation and Honeybee.
Can I tell you my strip club story?
Yeah, cool.
So
then we'll get out of here because I need to go vomit.
Well, good segue into this story. On my 18th birthday,
Yep.
King's Cross was still pumping in Sydney.
Oh, yes.
And we went to Showgirls at the very end of the night. And normally with these private shows, it's a one-on-one situation.
Yes.
I don't need to tell you that neo-Nazi strip club guy, but usually that's how it works, right? So my mate somehow negotiated. He said, I want to buy the birthday boy a dance,
Yeah.
private dance, but I also want to be there.
Was this Kizza?
No, it was actually my mate Avon.
Right.
I don't think you've met him.
No.
So anyway, I wasn't privy to the negotiation, but the three of us end up in this tiny little room.
And did they say that was okay? They're like, yeah,
I mean,
you guys.
I guess they did
you
because
guys can come.
I guess it must have been approved because we all ended up in this tiny room together. Now,
The Third Reich of this strip club decided to.
hang on. My one was just your regular.
It wasn't a Nazi one.
No, it wasn't.
You
no.
didn't have Adolf Hitler over there.
Bit of weird for a Jewish dude to end up one there. I
was going to say, would have been
scary
if
situation.
you ended up at the neo-Nazi strip club, it might have been difficult.
No, but we end up in this room, and like I had way too much to drink that night. I'm not a big guy. I was already way past my tolerance.
Yeah.
Anyway, this girl, she gets Starkers, and it was full on. Like she was getting real fucking close. It was a tiny room. There was no ventilation, and I start.
You mean like a cupboard?
It was like a cupboard. It was so small, right? Anyway, she gets naked. She
Was it
starts
like
dancing.
a chamber?
No. We're in the cupboard.
Anyway, suddenly they told us we were having a shower. Oh no!
We're in the cupboard, and
The boy with the striped erection. Go on.
I start looking at Avon, and I'm going, I don't feel too well, mate. And he goes, what? I'm like,
no.
I really don't feel it. And before I could even move, I've just lost my complete control of my mouth.
Yeah.
I start vomiting.
Often happens
I
at a
start
strip club.
vomiting. I start
They've
vomiting
heard that excuse
everywhere.
before.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, darling. I just lost complete control of my mouth.
Mate, I'm vomiting everywhere. It got on her.
Oh.
She runs out.
And she's naked with vomit on her now.
Yep, she runs
Oh.
out. And the next thing you know, this enormous security guard comes in. He throws this bottle of water at me and goes, get out. He grabs me by the collar. My mate Avon, one of the most famous quotes of our friendship, he fucking goes, but we still have 5 minutes left. I could not believe that he said that. Next thing you know, my mates are like in the normal area of the strip club having some drinks. All of a sudden, I've got my collar being grabbed by this enormous man throwing me out, banned me, and that was the end of my night. I remember being at the Macca's on King's Cross on the main road, just
That's
feeling like
that's
an
a great
absolute-
that's a great 18th.
Yeah, it was a great 18.
We still have 5. The rule should be if you get kicked out, you get to finish your time, but the security guard does the strip dance.
That would be-
you get replaced by Solomon or whatever.
It's a pretty high risk little barter there, but I think that would work.
I like it a lot. Well, you had 5 minutes left on your lap dance. We do not have 5 minutes left. We used our half hour and probably too much of our time doing all this nonsense. So
I'm sure Avon would love that reference if he ever listens to this, mate. Well done.
I hope he does. Phil and Tasha, thank you very much. Wales won, Australia 0 today. We would love to hear your voice memos. Get involved. See how much fun everyone has when they get involved. So send a voice message to ClickheadsPod on Instagram or clickheadspod@gmail.com. Either or.
Get in touch.
Whatever
We'll
floats
see
your
you,
boat.
see you next week. Have fun.